Hi, my name is Alice. I am a Nigerian living in Dubai, UAE, and this video was not planned for. It is completely unscripted. Reason being that I just made up my mind to do what I've been instructed to do. And if you ask where this instruction came from, I'd say from God, from the universe, from my higher self, from my higher intuition. I've been having this nudge to come on here to speak for a while now, but I keep, pushing it aside to the side because of like I keep telling myself that I'm not a speaker, so I kept using that as an excuse to not come on here to speak, right? But it keeps coming, and today it came again, and I was like, okay, maybe I should go out. I should go somewhere nice, probably the library because I like to go to the library. It's quiet. It's one of the best, it has one of the best, backgrounds, and it's just a good place to record and do creative stuff. Or to go to a restaurant and then I use the opportunity to record because the space would be aesthetically pleasing for whatever I have to say. But then I also realize in that moment of those thoughts that if I had pushed further to, because this is the excuse actually that I've been giving myself in order to not come on here to speak. I kept telling myself that I needed to go somewhere in order, like the condition needed to be perfect in order for me to do something. So that is the reason why I've been procrastinating, coming on here to speak. So I was like, if I still tell myself the same excuse today, I'm still gonna have the same outcome, which is not doing what I have a hunch to do. So I was like, okay, regardless of how it is, I'm gonna do the video today. I'm not gonna go to the library or to a coffee shop or wherever because it is going to delay creating this video and coming on here to speak. So I'm currently in the comfort of my home. I mean, I still have to look nice for the video regardless because when you're doing something, you're presenting yourself, so you need to look your best. So that's why I look good. So, like, the lesson that I've learned from, this small experience is that most of us always, procrastinate and push things from happening now. Like we try to delay things because we're waiting for our conditions to be perfect in order for us to do certain things. We don't want to pursue our dreams because we feel like the condition or our situation, be it financial or whatever, is not perfect. So we are trying to wait for that perfect condition. And one thing I've noticed is life will definitely meet you where you are. It doesn't, the condition doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to have that willingness. You make that decision to do it, because I made a decision to create this video today, and here I am. The video might not, my words may not go smoothly, or like the flow may not come out smoothly, but it doesn't matter. The most important thing is I'm showing up today. Just as I have that nudge to show up today, I showed up today, and that's what matter. I feel like today is going to be a beginning of a new journey for me as a speaker, because I've always been running away from speaking, anything that involves speaking, because I grew up a bit shy. I wasn't like a very outspoken girl when I was younger, so I avoided anything speaking, anything, public attention, anything that brings all the attention completely on me. I try to avoid it. I try to avoid speaking in like doing a lot of things in public. And speaking is actually I don't know if I should use present or past tense. Actually, okay, let's use past tense. Speaking is one of those things. And this thing they say about your greatest fear is actually the greatest link to your destiny. Like, that thing that you avoid the most, that thing that you're running away from the most, has a link to your greatness. And I've, based on some of the stories that I've heard from a lot of great people who went against the odds, I find this to be true. And I think it's also reflecting on my own story now, because, like I said, I always avoided anything speaking, anything that has to do with like expressing myself verbally or through words. I always run away from it. I always used to tell myself that I'm not a speaker, I'm not good at speaking, but At the same time, I still admire great speakers, and I still envision, even though I run away from it, I still envision myself being a prolific speaker, speaking on stage, speaking in front of thousands. And that is because it is linked to my one of my greatest fear, and but it's still one of the things that I would like to see myself doing. So I think coming on here, to create this video is a beginning of a new journey for me, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep showing up, speaking, expressing myself, even if my voice is shaking, right? I'm not gonna let it stop me, and I'm not gonna be worried about how people perceive me when I speak anymore. The most important thing is I'm showing up, I'm building myself, and I'm becoming a version of like that version of a speaker that I envision myself to be. So I hope that by watching this video you also learn something. You also learn that you don't need to wait for your conditions to be perfect in order for you to show up for yourself, for your dream. Even if that thing is your greatest fear, you just really never know if you don't start. Sometimes, like I said, I don't need to show up here being a professional speaker, but the most important thing is I'm showing up being imperfect, and I'm willing to make corrections and adjustments. And one thing I believe is my next video would be better than this video, because I'm gonna, after uploading this video, or before uploading the video, I'm gonna watch it 10 times if I have to, find out, the areas where I need to improve on, you know, um, the areas where I probably said things that I shouldn't say. Just basically just watch out for certain errors and mistakes, and see how I can correct them in my next, speech or in my next video. So, yeah, I think that should be it basically. Thank you so much for watching. So this is our first video speaking without a script. Our first My first unplanned video, and it's the beginning of many, many more to come. And I just want to share things that would be beneficial to you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.